If you've been following the case of Christina Formella, the 30-year-old special education teacher from Downers Grove, Illinois, who was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for allegedly essaying a 15-year-old student she was tutoring and coaching, well, yesterday I made a video with the court documents, and today we're going to talk about them. But first, a lot of people have been asking if her new husband, Michael, is still with her. Don't forget, she just got married in August of 2024. I received this photo from somebody who lives in the neighborhood, and as they drove by, they saw Christina in the Audi. She backed up into the garage and closed the door before she got out of the vehicle. You'll notice that the Volkswagen she was driving when police detained her is also in that garage. Since they're both there, that would lead me to believe he's still with her. And actually, I heard from somebody claiming to be a buddy of his saying that he 100% believes her, supports her, loves her, and does not believe for a second that she did what she's being accused of. Now, that could all be a front for the legal side of things, or it could be genuine. Only he knows. Anyway, let's break down these court documents. Okay, here we go. She adamantly denied having sex with him. And according to the defendant, everybody comes after her because she is good looking and she's just a good person who cares too much about him. Girl, get over yourself. You're pretty, but you ain't all that. In the same breath, she admitted that she knew her relationship was wrong, but she was unable to stop it because she cares about him too much. If she had kept it professional as a teacher-student relationship, she wouldn't have allowed herself to get close enough to him to care about him so much. She literally put herself in this position, not because she's a good, caring individual, but because she's well, I'm not going to say it. When confronted with the text messages found on his phone, she claimed that one day he had grabbed her phone unattended, had entered her passcode, which he allegedly knew because he had seen her type it into her phone one day, had sent the message to his phone, had then deleted the message from her phone, and had saved it to his phone as blackmail. According to the defendant, she had no idea these text messages even existed. Literally doesn't make any sense at all. Those texts happened over a year ago, and if he was trying to blackmail her, then why didn't he do anything with them? The only way they got brought to the light was because his mother found them last month in March. So what would have even been the point of doing all of that? When confronted with the notes, actually, you know what? Let's go back and read the notes in case you haven't seen them yet. I, once again, from day effing 1, called your next girlfriend. His girlfriend's name. You're so effing predictable and disgusting. Shocker, you cheated on me with her. Now, how can a high school boy cheat on a grown woman with a high school girl? He's the disgusting one? Maybe she should look in the mirror. All I was to you was somebody to F. I'm not upset, I'm not mad, I'm not any of that. I've just lost interest. Yeah, that's why you're writing notes about him in your phone. I went back and screenshotted every single time that I said we should break up until after the wedding and after you graduated. Oh, so you were messaging this high school boy saying that you should break up until after you get married to your husband? And after he graduates high school? I just can't. And every single effing time you came back and convinced me it would be fine. I initiated every single breakup. Oh, good for you. Only for you to end things saying you couldn't get over it. You ruined us. There shouldn't even be an us. You are a grown adult, a grown married adult, and this boy's teacher. Oh my God. I warned you we should have never started dating a long effing time ago. Well, that's the one thing you said that has been true. And you gaslit me and convinced me it was fine every single time because that's who you are. We will never ever be together again. That's also true. I'm not a second choice. You're making your husband a second choice. I mean, did you forget while all this was going on that you had a huge diamond on your ring finger and you had a wedding coming up, which you mentioned just a few sentences before that one? I'm the best thing you'll ever have, even with all of my mistakes. You, once again, waited and strung me along until it was convenient for you. It broke me last time. This time, it changed me. How does a grown woman get strung along by a high school boy? Again, she did all of this to herself because she put herself in that position. Now look, see right there where she says, I'm not upset, I'm not mad? The next sentence she writes is, I'm effing mad that I let a 16-year-old F with me like that, and I made a promise to myself that I never will let any guy F with me like that again. However, in the end, we both lost. Girl, please, you were effing with your poor fiance and husband the entire time. What about his feelings? Or are yours the only ones that matter? You lost the girl. I'm going to stop right there. 30 years old, you are a grown freaking woman. You lost the girl who would have stuck with you through thick and thin, who would have changed anything about herself to make you happy. And I lost the person I was before I met you. Under a section called Manifestations, it read, he is going to reach out to me soon and try to fix things between us. In the meantime, I'm going to live my best life knowing he's not the person I thought he was and that he is beneath me. So there's the note they are referring to. Now, back to about the middle of the paragraph. When confronted with the notes, the defendant described them as an outlet for her anxiety, and she attributed her anxiety to him because they had opened up to each other. According to the defendant, she didn't want to see him get into trouble like his older brother did. The defendant admitted that the entire March 16, 2025 note was about him, but then pivoted and said that any reference to sex was specifically about her husband. Again, doesn't make any damn sense at all. I don't know who in the hell she thinks she's fooling because that entire thing was clearly 100% about that child. When asked about the statements referencing cheating, she blamed him for cheating on her emotionally by having sex with his girlfriend because she cared about him and looked out for him. Again, that doesn't make any sense. If you're not in love with somebody, then you aren't going to give a crap who they're doing that with. She's blatantly jealous of this kid's girlfriend because in her mind, even though she was his tutor, coach, teacher, whatever, and she was married and almost twice his age, she actually thought that they were in a relationship. Throughout her interview, the defendant tried to paint him as her stalker and claimed that her husband was aware. But oddly enough, her husband told detectives that he knows nothing about him beyond his status as a soccer player, and he confirmed that he does not go through her phone. So all of this is bad enough as it is, but then to tell the police that her husband was aware, knowing that that could land him criminal charges as well? Like, what you've done to that poor man isn't already bad enough? And I think it's pretty clear who the stalker is. Moving on. Despite her accusations against him, the victim, defendant admitted that she never reported anything to the administration or to his mother. Well, why would she? Because that's obviously not how it was. Even more puzzling, detectives located on the defendant's phone screenshots of his Instagram containing topless photos of him and text messages to other people where the defendant spontaneously brought him up in conversation. And even though he had created a new Snapchat username as recently as March 14th, 2025, the defendant was already aware of it, purportedly, so she knows which friend request not to accept. Again, who's the stalker? The fact that there is a 30-year-old woman who is this emotionally unstable and crumbling over a 15-year-old child is just beyond words. What do you guys think about it?